know she cheated on her husband with 2 men? That is Beck. Beck stole a child's bicycle and gave it to her niece. Beck is talking about global politics like she has a solution and plans to solve it right after she finishes eating those canapes. Jono appears. Pete, this is my little sis. Julie, meet Pete. A stocky man sticks his hand out. I don't take it. Oh, sorry. I have a cold. Wouldn't want you to catch anything. Pete says no worries and touches me on the shoulder. All of a sudden, I am Pete. I am drunk and screaming. Who asked you what you think? Huh? I didn't ask you. I will be as loud as I damn well please in my own house. What did you call me? I punched my girlfriend across the face. She stumbles back and I press forward with 2 more. She falls to the ground and... I'm Julie again. Jono and Pete are looking at me expectantly. They look at each other and I excuse myself. I am cursed. The first time I ever make physical contact with a stranger, I become them in their darkest moment. I have felt the adrenaline of smashing a beer glass on someone's head, the thrill of sliding someone's wallet. I have lied, cheated, stolen, assaulted, sexually assaulted, carjacked, and even kidnapped. The things I have done keep me awake at night. I am nauseous, so I head home. That night, my dreams are tortured and I come to work exhausted. There's a knock on my door and in comes John Millicent. Auditor's here. Oh, crap! I forgot about them. I head to the reception and I see a young woman and a man about my age. I step forward and greet the younger one first with a smile and a nod, and then put my hand to shake the older one's hand. I am Stephen Holdsworthy. I am 15 and sitting in music class. Dawn Summers is up giving her flute examination. She stops, turns the page, false starts, and then rushes out of the room. I crack up. I switched a copy of her score for a photocopy of my butt. Stephen's looking at me strangely, but I smile at him. If that's the worst thing he's ever done, he mustn't be half as bad. We head to the meeting room and talk about the joyous topic of corporate tax for 20 taxing minutes. It's all fine and dandy until the young woman passes me something and brushes against my fingers. I am Chloe Wilkins. I am texting my boyfriend and driving. I look him up and there's nothing on the road. I look back down and type in, lol babe, I love you so much. I look up and there's nothing on the road. I look down, hit send, look up and there's a dog. I swerve to miss it and I just hit a child. I look out and there's a little girl. I puke in my lap. I take a deep breath, wipe my mouth, and drive away. Chloe's looking at me with concern on her face. I look at her, horror on mine. No one has ever known about my curse, but the second our eyes meet, she knows that I know. I excuse myself and rush back to my office. Shaking and feeble, I call my brother. Hi, Jono? It's me. I'm going to need that number of Mum's old doctor. I think I need something to sleep. I can't help but feel grateful that I'm still on sick leave as I wait in the surgery, reading National Geographic. Jilly, come on in. Dr. Forsyth is a skinny 60-year-old with gray hair and glittering black eyes. He asks me what the problem is, and I tell him about stress and insomnia. He touches me to take my blood pressure, and I am him. I'm administering a flu shot to an elderly gent, but there is something in that shot, something I put in there. Diamorphin. Enough to kill a person. This is not the first time I have done this, not even close. I push the plunger in and smile as the liquid seeps into his body. Dr. Forsyth, have you been murdering your patients? His jaw drops. I wouldn't normally say anything, but he was my mother's doctor. Did you do it to Edith Williams? Did you inject my mother with heroin? He tells me to leave, and I go straight to the police station, but I don't go in. They will never believe me. What with my total lack of evidence and him being this respectable member of the society? Crap! I get in my car and head to the surgery, waiting for him to come out for 5 hours. I see him. Even if I did get caught, it would look like a mistake. I mean, it is worth sacrificing myself for putting this man to a stop. He killed my mother. He killed so many people. I pulled my car out, pressed down on the accelerator. I lived in fear every day for 3 weeks. But then something miraculous happened. I met a guy, Jake, at a work function, shook his hand, and nothing. No visions, no flashbacks. I had just touched a stranger for the first time, and I didn't become them in their darkest moment. I was so elated. I missed the absent look in his eyes as our hands clasped. 4 months later, I realized the significance of that handshake. Jake follows me home one day after work, and I scream as he slips into my apartment. You've been a naughty girl, Jillian. You thought no one would ever notice. Not only do I know what you did, I know you meant to do it. He was a murderer! He injected his patients with lethal doses of drugs, and he murdered my mother! It's a little too late for the theatrics, sweetheart. You did what you did, and you will face the consequences. You're doing what I did! He sneers at me and clamps his hand down on my throat. I close my eyes as I see one more person in their darkest